Hello everybody and welcome to your maths lesson for today. Today you're going to need pen and paper, objects to share today, similar objects to the ones you used yesterday, and also a ruler. Again, we're going to be doing some bar modelling like yesterday, but instead of using our strips of paper and scissors, we're going to be drawing them using a ruler. Yesterday we did timesing by 3. We're going to start with that as a starter. How do you think you're going to solve these? We've got 3 times 3, 5 times 3, 8 times 3, 11 times 3, and 15 times 3. How do you think you're going to solve them? Think back to the methods we used yesterday. Pause the video, have a think. Can you remember what we used yesterday? We used arrays, we used bar modelling, and we used number lines. You can use the strategy that you would like to solve these. We'll do the first one together. For example, 3 times 3, I might use an array. So I'm going to go 1 group of 3, 2 groups of 3, 3 groups of 3, and I've got 1 group, 2 group, 3 groups, 3 lines of or groups of, and in each one I've got 3. And now I can count in threes. 3, 6, 9. I could have also used my bar model. I'm going to show you all of the methods so you can choose today. So I had my bar and I had it split into 3 groups and my hole underneath. They were split into 3 equal groups and in each one I had 3. So I wrote 3, 3 and 3. And now I count in threes again. 3, 6, 9. So that's my bar model. The other way I had was a number line, starting at 0, and I have to count in threes 3 times. 1 group of 3, 2 groups of 3 is 6, 3 groups of 3 is 9. Same answer. There's another method that lots of you might use at home, particularly if you're confident with your times tables. I'm going to show you this one as well. So I like to think of my fingers as my group. So I know I've got 3 groups, so I'm going to put 3 fingers up. And I'm going to imagine that this doesn't mean 1. It's not 1 finger. I'm going to imagine it means 3. I'm actually going to draw 3 dots on each finger to show that my finger is my group and on each finger I've got 3. Now I can use it to count in threes. Every time I put a finger up, it means not 1, it means 3. Good job, let's do it together. 3, 6, 9. That's much quicker than doing a drawing. So if you'd like to do that method today, imagine there are 3 on each finger and your fingers mean the groups. You can do that. Some of you just might know the times tables in your head. Pause the video and I'd like you to complete 2, 3, 4 and 5. When you're done, unpause them so we can go through it together. Ready? 5 times 3. This time I'm going to use my finger method again. I'm going to put 5 fingers up. And there are 3 on each one. Let's count in threes. Ready? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Number 3, 8. I'm not going to draw dots on these ones, but you know that each finger means 3. So I've got 8 groups, 8 fingers. Let's count in threes. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. 11 times 3. I don't have 11 fingers, but I could do, I know that 10 add 1 is 11, so I could go to 10 times 3 and then do another one. Let's try that. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. That's 10 times 3. After 30, 33. Some of you, if you're confident with this, you might do 10 times 3. Remember, you could flip it round, so you could do 3 times 10. So you know that's, the same as 30. And then you do 10 times 3. Then you do 1 times 3. So you know your answer is going to be 33. If that's too tricky, you can still use your fingers to help you. This time we've got 15 times 3. So I can do 10 times 3. And then 5 times 3 after 10 and 5. Ready? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. That's 10 times 3. After 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45. Or you can do 10 times 3, which we know is 30 because 3 times 10, 10, 20, 30. And then you can do 5 times 3, which is 15, and then add them together. 30 add 15 is 45. That's a super challenge method if you understand that. So today we are going to be doing something else with 3. We're going to be dividing by 3. So yesterday we were timesing, so our number was getting bigger because we had groups of that number. What is the divide symbol? Do you remember? I'll give you a clue. Looks like this. So we've got a line and then a dot each side. So we're dividing. We're going to look at all the ways that we might see divide written down. So this is our math symbol for divide, and it means divided by. Divided by. It means put into equal groups, equal, the same number in every group. We could say shared by, and we're going to come to this one in a minute. I think this symbol looks a little bit like shared by. Pause the video. Why do you think I think this looks like shared by? That's right. This is a line I'm sharing over this line. So I go 1 for you. Imagine I'm sharing sweets. 1 for you. 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 So they're getting the same amount. I'm giving them 1 each. I like to call this the 1 for you, 1 for me method. This means that you will always check that everybody has the same amount. If I started just doing this, I'm going to give you 2, then I'm going to give you 3, then I'm going to give you 1, would that be fair? No, this person would have more, they have 4, and this person would have 3. It's not fair. When we share, when we divide, it needs to be equal. So when I'm sharing, I say 1 for you, 1 for me, 1 for you, 1 for me. So I don't lose track. Let's do that sign together, ready? Divided by, your turn. Shared by. Put into equal groups, your turn. Fantastic, good job. Like yesterday, we're going to begin our division learning with a word problem. So it doesn't tell us the operation, we have to work out what we have to do. Let's read it together. There are 12 children in a PE lesson. Miss Conway asks them to get into 3 groups. How many children will be in each group? So she wants these groups to be equal, the same number in each group for a special team game. What are the important pieces of information in this word problem? Is it that they're in a PE lesson? Not really. Is it that you're sharing out children? Not really. We're trying to work out how many would be in each group. It doesn't matter if they are balls, it doesn't matter if they're children, it doesn't matter if they're tennis rackets, it doesn't matter if it's books. We're just sharing out children. Okay, let's look at the important piece of information. We've got 12 children and they need to get into 3 groups. But maybe it's not groups. Maybe it could be cakes into a box, tennis balls into bags, pencils into pencil cases. The most important thing though is 12 and 3 groups. How are we going to make sure that there are the same number of children in each group? Have you got an idea? Pause the video, have a think. I'm going to show you the ways that you might have done in year 2 and then learn some new ways. So in year 2 you did sharing circles. So I've got my 3 groups I need. I'm going to draw as circles. There's going to be 1 group here, 1 group here, and 1 group here. Straight away, I've got my 3 groups. I haven't got anything in my groups yet. I need to share the children, so the 12 children, into each group. Okay, don't laugh at me. I don't have any little people models here like in school. So I'm going to pretend we're pasta today. So I need to get 12 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these are 12 children. And I need to share them into these groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Always like to double check. Okay, let's share them. Let's do the one for me, one for you method. One for you, one for you, one for you. They've all got one. Is it fair so far? Yeah, we've got one in each group. Let's keep going. One for you, one for you, for you, one for you, one for you. Is it fair so far? Yes, why? There's 3 in each group. Okay, that's all of my children now. So, how many are in each group? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in this one, 1, 2, 3, 4 in this one, and 1, 2, 3, 4 in this one. Is Miss Conway going to be happy? If you're in school, you might want to tell Miss Conway about this later. How would I write that as a number sentence? Remember, I had 12 children. I shared them or put them into 3 groups. How many children are in each group is the same as what? 12 children shared into 3 groups is the same as what? How many do we have? We have 4. 12 children, these are 12 children, shared into 3 groups is the same as, and I've got 4 in every single group. 4, 4 and 4. If you did not have pasta, you could also do it in pictures. So you do exactly the same. It's a bit trickier because you have to keep count. So I've got 3 circles still, and I need to share out 12. So I need to count to 12 and draw 12 things. So like last time, I'm going to do the one for you, one for you, one for you method. Ready? 1, 2, 3, keep going, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Have I got the same number in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same. 12 children shared between 3 groups is the same as 4. It's a bit trickier because here I counted out 12, so I just shared them out. Here I had to share them out and count at the same time. It's a bit trickier. We can also show this as an array. Do you remember yesterday when we had our lines of to help us? We're going to use the same word problem, 12 children shared into 3 groups. Let's do that. So I've got my 12 children again. Come over here. There we go. And I'm going to share them into 3 groups. So 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups. Okay, then I need to share them into each group. Here we go. I'm going to move them up a little bit. There we go. Looks like an array from yesterday because everything is in line. So I've got 12 shared into, where are my 3 groups? Yeah, that's right. I started here, then here, then here. So I've got 1 group here, 1 group here, and 1 group here. If I went the other way, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. Miss Conway hasn't asked me to share them into 4 groups. She's asked me to share them into 1, 2, 3 groups. That's important when you're doing it as an array. How many have I got in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same answer. Sharing circles and arrays both work. I'm also going to show you how to do this as a drawing. Ready? Okay, if you're confident, you might want to have a go at this already. I'm going to write arrays back in here, so we know that's what we're doing. So I'm going to do my children. So I've got 1 group, 2, 3. So these are like my leaders, my line leaders. I need to make 3 lines, 3 groups. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many do I need to count to? 12, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these are my 3 lines. My line leader here has 1 group. My line leader here has another group. And my line leader here has another group. 12 children shared into 1, 2, 3 groups is the same as 4. Got it? There are 2 more ways. I hope you're ready for this. Take my sharing circles out the way. Still doing the same word problem. Let's remind ourselves. There are 12 children in a PE lesson. Miss Conway asked them to get into 3 groups. How many children will be in each group? I I know that we now know the answer is 4, but we're doing it to concentrate on the method now, not the answer. So yesterday we used a bar model. Pause the video. How do you think we show this number sentence as a bar model? Let's have a look. So I know I've got 12 children. That's my whole. Because when we divide, our number gets smaller because we're sharing it out. We started with 12 here, and when we shared it out between 3 groups, we ended up with 4. So 4 is smaller than 12. So when we divide, the number of objects or things that we're sharing out is always going to be our whole. So our whole is going to be 12 children. I'm going to draw the same size bar underneath. How many am I going to cut it into? How many groups do I have? That's right, I have 3 groups. 1, 2, 3. I have to try and make sure these bits of my bar are the same length because the groups are equal, the same. And I can do a sharing again, so I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 shared by 3 groups is the same as 4. So I've got 4 children in every group. 4, 4 and 4. You got that way? I'm now going to put this way next to this way because it's slightly similar. I need to move all of my things over. I've got too many things. Goodness me, Miss Dawe. Okay. So this one says, using my times tables to divide. Look at this bar model again. I'm going to rub this out, the arrows out, so you're not distracted by the arrows. How does it look? A little bit like our bar models from yesterday when we did our times tables. How can we use our times tables to help with our divide? 12 divided by 3 is the same as 4. What else could we say about this? I'm going to draw it out again. So I've got 12. What if we did it the other way around? What if we're trying to get to 12? We have, imagine we don't know this yet. We're trying to do 12 divided by 3 is the same as 4, but we don't know the answer's 4 yet. But we know 12 and we know 3 groups. What if we have something times 3 is the same as 12? So we know the whole is 12 and we know that we've got 3 groups of something times 3 is 12. We know the same number has to be in here because it's equal. So we can count in 3s, something times 3. Should we try and count in 3s until we get to 12? Ready? 3, 6, 9, 12. So I've got groups of 4. 4 times 3 is the same as 12. Huh. And I've got my answer. It's 4. Can you see how we've used our times tables? We can use times tables to help with our divide because they are opposites. They help us. So we do the same thing, but instead of doing 12 divided by 3, we're trying to get to our whole, so we put 12 at the end. We know we've got 3 groups. Can you see we've drawn exactly the same bar model though? But we don't know what's in those groups because imagine we don't know that answer yet. So it's something times 3 is the same as 12. So we just have to count in 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12. Got it? That's a tricky one. We're going to practice those methods now. If this method is a little bit tricky still, over the next few weeks, we'll keep practicing until you get confident. Until then, you can use one of the other methods. Right, ready for our ones? Let's read our next word problem. Miss Dawe is sorting 15 cupcakes into boxes for a party. There are 3 boxes. How many cakes will be in each box? So the first thing we're going to do is our sharing circle one. Pause the video and think about, first of all, what pieces of information in there are important and what is our number sentence going to be. That's right, 15 is important and the 3 is important. What's our number sentence? So we've got 15 cupcakes shared or put into 3 boxes, and the same number needs to be in each box. So 15 shared by 3 or 15 divided by 3 is the same as how many is going to be in one of those boxes. We're going to start by using our sharing circles. And I brought my cupcakes along from yesterday. So I might need to draw rather big sharing circles because these are big cupcakes. So pause the video and see if you can have a go at doing it with some objects at home and your sharing circles. How many sharing circles do we need to draw? How many objects are we sharing? How many cupcakes? 15. So these are like our 3 boxes and these are our cupcakes. Count out 15 objects that you have and have a go. You might want to do it with objects and then as a drawing. Then unpause to check. So I've got 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh look, I've almost made an array. 15. So I'm sharing out 15 into 3 boxes, doing the one for me, one for you method. So I've got 1 each. Now they've got 2 each. Now they've got 3 each. Now they've got 4 each. Now they've got 5 each. So I know that 15 shared between 3 groups is the same as, how many have I got in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that one. Is that fair? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got equal groups, so that's fair. Each box has 5 in. So we know 15 divided by 3 is the same as 5. How would we do that as a drawing? Remember, this is a bit tricky because we have to count at the same time. 1, 2, 3, all the way to 15, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And we've got 5 in each group. 5 here, and 5 here. Do you remember how to draw as an array? If you want to, you may draw some cupcakes. So I've got 1 group, 1 box, 2 boxes, 3 boxes. Remember, we keep them in lines that helps us count them more easily and check we've got an equal number in each one. Sometimes when we do sharing circles, we can't see as clearly. This one's very clear though. Sometimes though, when we're just putting them randomly in circles, they're harder to see. So an array is much clearer. So these are my 3 boxes and I need to share 15. So I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is 1 box, 2 boxes, 3 boxes. 15 put into 1, 2, 3 boxes is the same as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want to know how many are in 1 box. It says how many cakes will be in each box. So we're finding out how many is in 1 box. Okay, did you get that? Fantastic. We're now going to move on to our next one, which is bar model. If you're confident, try and do 15 divided by 3 as a bar model on your own. If you're not so sure, stay on the video with me. So we need to do, first of all, our bar at the top, which is our whole, which is going to be 15. It's going to be our biggest number, as when we divide, the number gets smaller because we're sharing it out. When you have a bag of sweets, if you share it, you will have fewer sweets in your bag. Then, how many do we need to chop this into because we're sharing by 3? We need to chop it into 3 equal parts. This is like 1 box, 2 boxes, 3 boxes. Yeah? Now we need to share out the 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we've got 5 in here, 5 in here, 5 in here. 15 cut into or shared by 3 is the same as 5. This is the tricky part now. This is where we use our times tables to help us. Ready? So we're using our times tables to help us. So let's draw out that bar model again. And we're cutting it into 3. So 15 divided by 3. Imagine we don't know the answer yet, but we've drawn out our bar model. So we've drawn out 15 and we've shared it into 3 groups. So we know something, we don't know what it is in each one, something times 3 groups. So something times 3 is the same as. Should we count in our 3's now to get the answer, which is 15. So we know our whole is 15. Something times 3 to get to 15. Count in our 3's until we get to 15. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So we know there has to be 5 in all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you see that's the same as our answer here? Same as here, same as here. So we can use times tables to help us with divide because they are opposites and they help. Fantastic if you've managed to get that one. That is a tricky one. So we know our 3 times table. We just need to count up in 3's because we're not sure how many yet. Count up in 3's until we get to 15. I've got a last challenge for you. It says, how many number sentences can you write for this array? Oh, let me move it up. So let's start with our division one. So how many have we got all together? We can actually count in 3's, can't we? Let's count this way. I've got 3 here. 3 here, 3 here, 3 here. Because if you look the other way, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm not sure how to count in 6's yet, you might be thinking. But I know how to count in 3's, so I'm going to draw my groups this way. So every group has got 3. So I can do 1 group, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 3. Is the same as, ready to count? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. What if I now do it the other way round? I can turn it to help you. This was going to be 3 groups of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn it around. Remember, you can just switch the 6 and the 3 around and it's going to be the same answer. It's going to be the same. We haven't added or taken away any of these dots. They're the same number, so it's going to be the same answer. What about divide? Oh, remember we need to start with our biggest number for divide. So we had how many altogether? We had 18 altogether. And if we divide it by this group, and this group, so we've got 1, 2, 3 groups, we're going to get how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you think of another division? 18 shared by 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups this time. Oops. And how many do I have in that group? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in every group. 18 divided by 6 is the same as 3. Can you see what's special about this? We're using the same 3 numbers every time. 6, 3 and 18. Because we had 18, that's the total or the whole. And we can share into groups of 3 and groups of 6. This is called a fact family. I'm going to give you one as a challenge today. I'm going to give you an array and I would like you to write the 4 number sentences that go with it to make the fact family. They're a family because they all use the same numbers to make different number sentences. They're all related. Today it was a tricky lesson and we've covered lots. I'm really proud of you. I would now like you to go onto your portfolio and you have lots of division number sentences. I would like you to use the different methods today. So an array, sharing circles, bar models, or the tricky one, use a bar model to show how your times tables can help you. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.